My friend, today we're going to be playing Justin Bieber's song, Daisies. This one's going to be in the key of, like, let's say G major, but we're going to be using a capo, which means we're not exactly playing with the G, we're just playing with the idea of the G. Most of the chords you're going to be seeing in this are going to be the explanation of the G major, the E minor, the D major, and the C. However, without a capo, you'd simply be playing the bar chord with your first finger. This would give you a G sharp major or an A flat. So choosing to see through the eyes of the G sharp, A sharp, B sharp, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F double sharp, and then G sharp. The only reason why I would say it that way is it's a hypothetical key to some meaning. We also have an A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat, meaning there's 4 flats in the key of A flat. If you enjoyed any of that musical nonsense, please join this channel. Check out chords, learn how to name triads, and learn a little bit about music if you're a little Jonas. Alright, so for this one, let's just throw on, oh gee golly whiz, drop my pick. Let's throw on our capo at the first fret. Make sure it's right up, nice and down, eh? When we do this, we're going to have the chords of G major. If you don't already know, the G major could be found on this YouTube channel, or gee golly whiz, you could go to any browser and put in my name, like for this E minor, E, G, and B, and you can put in W-A-G-O and the chord E minor, and you will find it on the interwebs. This is a D major, D, F sharp, and A, and then when we play the C major, we're playing a C, E, and a G. Now, of course, these are G sharp major, this is E sharp minor, this is D sharp major, and this is C sharp major. However, we're saying it through the eyes of the capoed chords in standard form. Now that we've got that going, this song actually has a really kind of cool vibe to it. It reminds me of, these my bands, it reminds me a lot of like doo-wop, with, you know, a soulful twist. So let's check out these chords. When we play the first chord, we're going to have our G, E minor, D. Notice how I moved my D major from here, and I used the shape for the C major and just scooched it up a whole step, not a half step. That sounds crazy. Go up a whole step, and it gives you a wonderful chord, the D6, 9, sussy. Here we go. We're gonna have throwing the pedals like "Do You Love Me?" The whole progression of this A part, or the verse, is going to be the 1 chord, the 6 chord, the 4 chord, and then the 5 chord, regardless of how you choose to play it. If we have this D shape here, we are simply doing something called a D6 or a B minor 7. Right on? That is the entire verse. When it goes to the chorus or the refrain, the B section, it hunkers down on that D major, the 5 chord, and then goes to the C. Does the D over and over again. Goes to the C. Last time it goes to the G. Thinking how many days till I see you again. 2, 3, 4, E minor, throwing the kisses like in to catch 'em at night. So it goes directly into the verse. That's what I really dig about this song. Tell you what, in the comment section below, tell me what your favorite part of this song is. Mine happens to be when it does the transition from the chorus back into the verse. It just drops out a note, plays that G at the end, and then goes directly into the E minor. Very, very cool. It moves the song forward in measures because now it's just not equal measurement, or equal temperament, I guess you would call it. This form of the song is going to be verse, chorus. It's going to be verse, chorus, and then there's a bridge. The bridge itself is going to be going to the minor 3rd, which in this case is the B minor, and then to the major 4, the C, and then it's going to hold that C and go to the G and play a quick B minor, C, D. So the whole feeling is part well because it's where they're talking about you got me all the way in my feelings. All right, you got me all the way in my feelings. All right. When going through the chorus, after the bridge, we're going to take that into the C and then the D. And what you might notice is, yes, they're using the same chords, but now those chords are in a different fashion. The first time we play, we're highlighting the C, and then we're going to have the D. You're all in my head, all when you're all in my head. I'd rather be not in my head. What it is, you know I can take it down. Counting the days, the holding days, tonight. D, can see you again. There's a quick outro of the B minor, C major, G major, B minor, and C major, and then it fades out. Now, the one thing I really do dig about this song, besides just the progression that keeps going, keeps the song nice and solid, the drop beat there that moves directly from the verse into the chorus, is at the ending, when they're doing this, they definitely have a non-cadence ender. It kind of goes from a deceptive cadence, which would be the minor chord, E minor, but it replaces it with the B minor. So you're still getting a mediant of sorts, just not the submediant that wants to lend itself back to the tonal note, the one chord, the G. So learned a lot today about musical theory, learned a little thing about progressions, and then my third favorite thing about the whole song, not that anybody cares, is the bass. Bass sounds great on this. I'm not sure if it's a guitar they're playing with that had an amazing filter on there, has kind of like a fretless fingerboard, no fretting, meaning real thick sound like an upright bass, and or maybe just an envelope pocket on the bottom end of that bass. Frankly, they could have been down tuned to another key, because there is a capo here. Generally, bass players do not play with a capo, meaning they either tuned to the song key or they stayed in standard tuning, so what they were playing with a couple filters might have sounded a little lower key to the ear, because essentially the tones you're playing, even though they're the same, they're playing in different positions on the fret, therefore giving a different, thicker tone. Music. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as much as I did, and I did, thumbs up, put something cool in the comment section, and we'll see you for our next adventure in music. Aloha!